I mean, come on, man, you know the thing. Who else is a more patriotic American than these fine folks? I mean, other than maybe Colonel Sanders, because his chicken is tinger flicking good. Or finger sticking good. I mean, come on, man, you know the thing. They're definitely better than that Bernie Sanders guy. Can you believe I beat that guy in an election? I am Joe Biden, Bo Jiden. As the President of America, I just want to say Jim Jar are cool cats. I am Joe Biden, Bo Jiden. I mean, come on, man, you know the thing. Anyways, I gotta go. I have to go to deliver some tanks or something to that President Zelensky guy. Peace out, hooliganies.
Good morning, you guys. Oh, that's great. I'm going to start my show off fuzzy as shit. Good morning. Okay, look. Wait. Are we good? I'm still fuzzy. I'm sorry, you guys. Good morning. This is as good as it's going to get today. I need to figure out a way to do my show later on in the afternoon so I don't feel like I have to wake up early in the morning every day because I fucking hate it. But oh well. Anyway, how is everyone doing? Ed, I saw your show yesterday. You did so good. I was so proud of you. I understand how Putin's puppet likes your show too, Ed. Stop, lady. Thanks, babe. You did really good yesterday. Like Warren says, it's really, really hard to be able to bounce ideas back and forth. Or, I mean, not being able to bounce back ideas back and forth, having to do it on your own. Trust me, I know it can be very, very hard to do this. So you did really good yesterday. And I saw you guys were talking and Jerry's all goodbye or said goodbye to you. And then you he plopped himself out of the StreamYard. And then it was just you and you were like, all right. And then the stream ends. I was just like, all right, that works too. So what's going on with my lighting today? Look. It's super bright outside today, so I'm trying to figure out my lighting problem. Because, see, the light outside is giving me, this blue side thing. And I don't know what to do with it. Oh, well, we're just going to leave it. What's up, Rick? Good to see you. Warren, what's up? Good to see you. This is so unprofessional. I'm out. Thanks. Yeah, see, it was a good show, Ed. It was a good show. So what did you say? I literally kept doing the show farewell and clip outros. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have all those little clip outros. I forgot about that, not realizing that Jerry had accidentally ended the stream with his mobile phone. Oh, no. You did really good yesterday. Like I said, it's super, super... Ooh. It's really hard to do it by yourself, not being able to have somebody to bounce ideas back and forth off of. I know I personally, I try to get out as much as I can. That's why I enjoy watching the videos that we watch where I can just stop and then talk because something will click in my head and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to talk about this. Okay, I remember that now. But then there are a lot. Oh shit. There are a lot. I didn't realize that. Wait, I thought you had gummies. There's been a lot of times where this is a hard thing to do by yourself. You did really, really good. I'm very, very proud of myself or proud of you. So you did wonderful. Anyway. All right. So I thought I had gummies. Oh, okay. I got some, my stepdaughter heard about my lower back pain and was trying to figure out a way for me to fix this back pain because it's been almost a week and I'm still in pain. Like it's fucking nuts. And so she got me a gummy bear. I believe it's a 300 milligram gummy bear. So I'm supposed to only eat like half of it. So like when Brandy was talking about how she has her syrup. So like I have that same syrup. I've only been putting like 10, 20 milligrams into the soda. If I'm about to have a gummy bear that's 150 milligrams, I'm about to be fucked, right? I'm about to be like it's about to be bad. Good morning, Brandy. I was just talking about you. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll help, and I'm hoping it'll help with the pain. Oh, there it is. Of course, it's peach flavored. That's disgusting.
I think they're,
There we go. That's what we got. I got some California tea. Oh, they're 800 milligrams. Damn.
No, that's the bag is 800.
Oh, the whole bag is 800 milligrams. Okay. So I heard it's supposed to help with my lower back pain. So we're going to see because nothing, man. I've been trying. I took some Excedrin a few days ago and that didn't work. And then I got some ibuprofen and that's still not working. And I don't want to keep taking the pain pills because like ibuprofen is NSAID. And NSAID can really mess with your liver and stuff like that. And I already take like painkillers once a month as it is when I'm like, you know, period cramps and stuff. So I was just like, I cannot add on to, you know, my liver because I know I take way too much painkillers, like ibuprofens and stuff. So I was like, I just need to chill out, just get me something natural, you know. Look at Odin. What's up, Odin? Odin. Good. Eat a peach. Eat a peach. I don't like Peach though. Speaking of Peach, yeah, have you guys seen the new Mario Brothers movie with Jack Black as what's the bad guys? Is it Kumba or something? And he just released the song Peaches or something like that. Yeah, that's really funny. I haven't seen the new Mario Brothers. I'm probably not going to see it in movie theaters. I haven't gone to the movie theaters in years because I'm a smoker. So like, I don't want to sit in a movie theater for 2 hours and not be able to smoke. And I don't want to miss anything in the movie because I'm one of those people that watch movies and I pay attention to everything. So I just haven't done it yet. I probably won't watch it until it comes out here, but I have to see it. I do have to see it because it has Jack Black in it. And I absolutely adore Jack Black. He's like one of my favorites. So he is amazing. I've loved him ever since he was a nobody in Tenacious D. And they used to do the best songs ever. Explosivo, Fuck Her Gently. There's like a lot of really good songs that Tenacious D used to do back in the day. You'll watch it when it streams. Yeah, same. I want to be able to get stoned and chill in my house and like, you know, get high and eat whatever I want. Like I hate going to a place, having to buy the food, sit in a certain spot, and then that's where you have to be for 2.5 hours. And I can't go anywhere, do anything, smoke anything. I can't do it. I'm like, no, I'm too grown up for this. I'm cool. Jack Black is in yeah, I heard Jack Black's in The Mandalorian. Lizzo has been sharing pictures of it on her Instagram. Apparently Lizzo is going to be Jack Black's wife in The Mandalorian. Because there's pictures of Jack Black like walking with her and like holding her hand and her sitting next to her on set in like their, you know, full on Star Wars gear and stuff. So yeah, that's what I heard is he's in The Mandalorian, which I mean, I guess I was thinking about that too, is like, I don't watch any of the Star Wars anymore. To me, after all these new episodes and shows and all this stuff, you know, kind of like what's happening with the Marvel universe as well. In the DC universe, how just a bunch of shows, just everything's just breaking out into their own shows and stuff. I just don't pay attention anymore. So to me, it's just like, it's kind of upsetting to see the glory of Star Wars and like the specialness and the smallness of it was like what made it, you know, like so amazing. But like, and now it's just every, you know, like all the actors are in it, like everything is in it, you know, even like nobody actors are now up and coming actors because of these shows and stuff. Like I'm on that side, but then I'm also on the side of, I'm pretty sure all these stars, like a lot of them, like Jack Black and stuff, grew up loving Star Wars, like being such a super fan, probably always wanting the, you know, experience to be able to be on a set of Star Wars or even be on the Star Wars set in like in the movies or in the shows or as a character of some kind. So I'm pretty sure this is a dream come true for a lot of these people as well. So, you know, it's a good little balance. Yes, it sucks that it's just so diluted now, but at least a lot of people are really getting the what do you call it? like that experience, like the dream, like fulfilling a dream. Like I've always wanted to be on the Star Wars set or in the Star Wars movie. Now these people are actually being able to experience that dream. So yeah. Take a bath in Epsom salt. I wish I could take a bath. I don't take baths. Baths are too long. I'm too impatient. Plus I feel gross taking baths. So I have to take a shower right afterwards because I feel like I've just like laid in my dirt for half an hour. And there's like, even if I like wash myself in my bathtub, I'm washing myself in the water that I got in when I was dirty. So what's the point? It's like washing yourself in dirty water. To me, I'm just like, even if I do take a bath, it's just to chill, relax or something. If I do want to waste like a half an hour to an hour, and then it's take a shower anyway. So might as well just take the shower and get it over with to me. Just saw the other day. Jack Black and the Mandalorian. Yeah. Been watching this series, Andor, really good so far. Okay. I haven't watched anything. I did start watching, I think I told, was it Warren? Maybe it was my friend Sally. I started watching the Attack on Titans live action film movie. But I'm watching it I'm watching it on TikTok, so it's in like 57 pieces or something like that, and there's no subtitles. So I'm having to watch the video in 57 segments, no subtitles, but the movie's good so far. I'm about like, I'd say episode 30 out of 57. So I'm more than halfway done with the movie. It's just like the talking, I don't know what they're saying at all. You shower first and then soak, dummy. See, but then what's the point? I would want to wash myself. And then once I'm done washing and doing all this stuff, I'm like, I just want to sit and relax and chill on my bed, dry. But yeah, so I just started watching that movie. No idea what they're saying in that movie. So like any of the talking back and forth when it comes to like the two guys or some, like the groups infighting and like the little drama between the people and stuff. Like I have no idea what they're saying. No idea what the little drama is. I mean, I kind of understand because I've watched some like TikToks of explaining it. Something about this guy was with the girl and then he thought that she died and then saw her later and she was alive and blah, blah, blah. So like, I kind of understand the drama aspect of the movie. I just don't know what they're saying at all. But seeing giant deformed humans eating people is probably the scariest thing I've ever seen. And I definitely gained a new fear. Giant human eating, tantrum throwing babies. That is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my entire life, for sure. For sure. Giant tantrum babies screaming with blood coming out of their mouth because they just got through eating a human and they're still hungry. That was really terrifying. So scary. He plays an eccentric, utopian society where it has to work, but if the droid stops, they can't survive. Helps and salt loosens your muscles. Okay. No baths for me either. Yeah, see. I forgot to put the Michael Hudson info. I know. I even wrote into the comments, like as soon as I got off the live stream, I went to the comments and put, great show. Thanks, everybody. Or great show today. Thanks, everybody. And I checked like 5 times yesterday waiting for you to comment. And you never commented back. But it's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. You're all right. You say hi, Miss Lady? You say hi? I got my my new vape today. It's pretty. It's gold and white. And it has a little J or a T or something on it. So it's for me, for sure. It's super fancy. Like really fancy. Hi, Miss Lady. What's up? She's wanting to say hi today. No baths. Okay. So let's get started on some news now that we've wasted 15 minutes. I didn't want to talk too much today, like too long. Lady, come the fuck on. I didn't want to talk too long today because in case I got some stuff we can talk about. And in case we run out of things because I talk too fast, there was a really good debate that happened too that we'll just watch towards the end if I run out of things to talk about I do eventually want to talk about it, but I want to break it down into sections so we can really, really discuss it. There was a really good debate that happened. I think it was this weekend or last week or something like that. And it was all on a debate stage, like just on a stage. And it was like a panel of people, but it was like a debate. And there was Destiny was on there. Luke Wazowski, I call him Wadowski, whatever his name is, from We Are Change was on there. They had Alex Jones ended up showing up on the panel like a little bit late, kind of crashed the panel, and it was really good to like to see them all talking, especially because like I don't really agree with Alex Jones or Luke or anything like that or Destiny, but at least I like respect the points of view that Destiny has to give on certain aspects. So it was cool because like Destiny seems to be like unafraid to debate anyone, and I really enjoy that. And he's still shit libbery, but at least he's not as shit libby as Vosh, which I give him that. Which was interesting yesterday. I ended up watching the rest of the ContraPoints Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling, and she just went off on Vosh yesterday. There's like a whole ass segment at the end of it just dedicated to Vosh being a dick, which I thought was really, really funny too. So there's been quite a few little things. I didn't want to get into all of that, like the Vosh versus ContraPoints thing, because it's just drama, and I know other drama channels are gonna find it and talk about it. I'm pretty sure Vanguard's already talked about it, so I don't want to talk about drama. But it was really good. If you guys want to check it out, just go towards the end of the video and you'll see it's, and then just go to Vosh's channel. And I believe he has watched it himself and has talked about it on his own channel as well, too. So Vosh is a creep. Yeah, Vosh is gross. But Destiny, I really kind of respect Destiny. I don't agree with everything he has to say, but I kind of respect the fact that he has like no fear of talking to these kind of people. I mean, he is literally sat next to Sneeko, who is like the new young version of Andrew Tate on the internet. And he is like sat there and debated him. He sat there and debated Andrew Tate. He sat there on this debate stage just this weekend with Luke Wazowski and Alex Jones, and debated them. I really give him respect for that. Like, he's kind of what I wish I could get myself to a point of. So, which I think it's probably with Destiny is just like he likes to hear himself talk. So that's pretty much that. All right, so let's get on to some news. Let's get into it. Yeah, so Vosh is a creep, absolutely. So if you guys want to go check that out, that was interesting. I probably won't be talking about that, but all right, so let's see here. Oh, yeah, that's right. So yesterday, both Vosh and Contra and Destiny heard for the evil war economy and Uniparty. See, I'll have to look into that. I don't know. See, that's the thing is like, I just watch when it comes to at least Destiny. I've only recently got into him because of like some really hard hitting points that he's made to certain male chauvinists, I guess you would call them, like Andrew Tate types or conservatives, things like that. But like I said, he is very shit libbery for sure. Vosh, I used to like him like a year ago or so, just because I was at a point back then where I was watching, Kyle Kalinske and the Humanist Report and the Rational National. I was watching those guys on like a regular, and I had gotten myself last year to a point where I had succeeded that intelligence. I don't, if you can kind of understand what that means. Like, to me, it got to a point when I was watching them, it just felt mundane and redundant, and I needed something next level of intelligence. And that's where I found Vosh at the time. And so I watched him. I thought he was, very talkative, very good debater, really good at talking, blah, blah, blah. And then I found out like, oh, this is just some kind of like egotistical, man manipulative type thing, it's like, I love to hear the sound of my voice. I love to hear myself talk. I got full of ego and I think I know everything. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Like, I don't. But that's the kind of like thing that you have to figure out when you're finding these types, because a lot of these, academic, intelligent type people that you watch usually aren't the best of the best people. They usually have an ego that goes with them. Imagine, you don't think the MMT academic world isn't full of egos, because I'm telling you right now, it is full of fucking egos. So, but yeah. Heard for the evil war economy and uniparty in that's interesting. See, I just like keep myself as like an extra outside perspective and see what happens. I don't get myself so deep into these people that I find this stuff out. Maybe that's my problem. Your FK, lower back pain sucks. Could be an alignment issue or a pinched nerve. Have you tried a TENS? I don't know what a TENS unit is. I have no idea what that is. But that's what I'm thinking, like a pinched nerve or something, because I know I popped my back probably, I'd say like 6 or 7 years ago. I think I bent over or did something where my lower back just kind of, just that instant sudden shock pain, and I couldn't walk. And so I was stuck on a couch for like 2 days with that. And then so every once in a blue moon, that pain, that nerve will just hit out of nowhere. But usually it's when I'm doing something. So like shoveling snow or doing chores or picking something up, and it's got picking too many things up, things like that, overworking my back. But this time, just like a few days ago when it hit, no reason whatsoever. I was literally sitting on my bed, looking through my phone to find news for the show, and just out of nowhere, bam. So follow-up from yesterday, great explanation of money in today's Rogue Scholar on real progress in action. Oh, I'm sorry, Desert, but I am a refugee of RP, so I won't show them on my channel. The leader of RP, when I talk about how academic MMTers have an ego, leader of MMT has probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen in my entire life. So I will not show any RP or RP in action. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't show Steve. It's just, I can't. I'm sorry. Gross. Are you getting good deep sleep? No, of course not. Of course not. Come on now. You think I get sleep? I've got kids. You'll catch up in a minute. Okay, you got it, Ed. Okay, so let's get started on the news. So there's a woman this week. I can't remember what company she works for, because I swear I just saw it. You're blocked by him? Yeah, same. Absolutely same. But I blocked him too, so motherfucker almost sent me to the hospital. Not like physically, but yeah. Okay, so I can't find it. All right, I'm gonna have to look for what company she is from, because the news talked about what company was she, or some kind of news article talked about what company she was from. But there was a CEO. So the CEO of this company, a good sleep does he'll. Okay, you're not asking you to show it, honest. Oh, okay. Whew. Thank you. I worry about that. Yeah, when you're a refugee from somewhere, when you hear that name again, you're just like, it kind of like, oh God, I haven't heard that in a minute. Jesus, made my heart drop. Okay. So this Zoom call that happened with some kind of CEO with her employees. So what happened is that she's canceling her employees' bonuses. And so this is, I guess the company, the employees are really having like, a hard time and like not being okay with the fact that she is not giving out these bonuses. And so this is her response to her employees getting upset about not having their bonuses. It's crazy. Let me turn this volume up. Here we go. Here it is. So her name is Andy Owens, and she received $1.29 million in bonuses in 2022 and $1.12 million in 2021. So she's received over $1 million each year in the last couple of years in bonuses, while she's telling her employees who are making roughly around $40,000 a year that they're not going to be receiving their bonuses this year. Check this.
Questions came through about how can we stay motivated if we're not going to get a bonus? What can we do? What can we do? Some of them were nice and some of them were not so nice. So I'm going to address this head on. The most important thing we can do right now is focus on the things that we can control. None of us could have predicted COVID. None of us could have predicted supply chain. None of us could have predicted bank failures. But what we can do is stay in front of our customers, provide the best customer service we can, get our orders out our door, treat each other well, be kind, be respectful, focus on the future because it will be bright. It's not good to be in a situation we're in today, but we're not going to be here forever. It is going to get better. So lead by example, treat people well, talk to them, be kind, and get after it. Don't ask about what are we going to do if we don't get a bonus? Get the damn $26 million. Spend your time and your effort thinking about the $26 million we need and not thinking about what you're going to do if we don't get a bonus. All right? Can I get some commitment for that? I would appreciate that. I had an old boss who said to me one time, you can visit Pity City, but you can't live there. So people, leave Pity City. Let's get it done. Thank you. Have a great day.
Look at the way that she's talking. Like, how disrespectful is that? We're going to go through it and we're
Questions came through about how can we stay motivated if we're not going to get a bonus? What can we do? What can we
the question is, how can we stay motivated if we're not going to get a bonus?
do? Some of them were nice and some of them were not so nice. So I'm going to address
This
this
is
head
real.
on.
Yeah.
The most important thing we can do right now is focus on the things that we can control. None of us could have predicted COVID. None of us could have predicted supply chain. None of us could have predicted bank failures. But what we can
So COVID, supply chain, and bank failures is what she's blaming on the fact that she can't give her employees any bonuses, even though she just gave herself over $2 million or close to $2 million each year in bonuses. I'm sorry, but the way that these companies have actually gained more or gotten more money in these last couple of years over the pandemic than any other year previously, like their profits are just through the roof. And then her, like, it's just greed. It's greed. It's greed. You can't sit here and blame all this stuff when it's greed. I'm hoping so. I don't know.
can do is stay in front of our customers, provide the best customer service we can, get our orders out our door, treat each other well, be kind, be respectful, focus on the future because it will be bright. It's not good to be in a situation we're in today, but we're not going to be here forever. It is going to get better. So
she's, don't worry about it. It's going to get better. Keep being the employees that you are, don't quit. Don't, pretty much just in a nice way begging them not to quit because she wants them to keep making money for her company. So, it's in a nice way of saying that, by saying, just keep doing what you're doing on a daily basis. Don't do anything different. Keep working for those bonuses, even though they're not coming. Like, this is what they expect of workers nowadays. And it's gross.
lead by example, treat people well, talk to them, be kind, and get after it. Don't ask about what are we going to do if we don't get a bonus? Get the damn $26 million. Spend your time and your effort thinking about the $26 million we need and not thinking about what you're going to do if we don't get a bonus.
So yeah, exactly. Regular employees who are barely struggling to survive, who can't pay their rent, who can't pay their bills, who can't pay their car payments, can't pay for food. Don't worry about the bonus you're not going to get this year. Worry about the $23 million that the company is going to get. Don't worry about what's going on in your household. As if, our lives, us regular citizens' lives is work. I'm sorry, but work is not my life. That's just you just that's ridiculous. Like the way that she's thinking, she's got this old school mentality of work is life. Work is, yeah, but she doesn't even care the fact that these people are probably struggling to survive.
All right. Can I get some commitment for that? I would appreciate that.
And then she sits there and whispers stuff to herself. Is this like this fucking Karen? I swear to God, dude. Like she's getting super, super upset about this and trying to do it in like I guess the nicest Karenist way possible. The can I get a commitment on that? And then the whisper, that would be very nice. Like, really? Really? It'd be very nice is to give your fucking employees the bonuses that they deserve because they work their asses off during a pandemic. So I guess the company that she works for or that she owns is called Miller Knowles. Never heard of it.
I had an old boss who said to me one time, you can visit Pity City, but you can't live there. So people, leave Pity City. Let's get it done. Thank you. Have a great day.
That's crazy. So they're saying that she's facing backlash. This is pretty much like the closest thing I can get. Even this one right here is saying that it's a developing story still. So I don't even know what she's doing with herself, but it just says that she's facing backlash. So let's see what this one says.
Don't ask about what are we going to do if we don't get a bonus? Get the damn $26 million.
That's Miller Knoll CEO Andy Owen, and she's getting national attention this morning for that video message to her employees at her Zealand-based furniture company.
She's facing backlash for criticizing her employees for worrying about bonuses after allegedly taking a lucrative bonus herself. 13 on your side's Veronica Ortega live from the newsroom this morning. Veronica, tell us more about this video and the story behind it.
Emily J., that video has been viewed and shared millions of times, accusing Miller Knoll CEO Andy Owen of being tone deaf and gaslighting her own employees. Miller Knoll, formerly known as Herman Miller, is one of the largest office furniture companies in the U.S. According to the Wall Street Journal, the clip was taken from a 75-minute town hall meeting last month. In the video, Owen is initially calm, telling employees to control what they can control, like being kind and providing the best customer service. But her tone then shifts.
Don't ask about what are we going to do if you don't get a bonus. Get the damn $26 million. Spend your time and your effort thinking about the $26 million we need and not thinking about what you're going to do if we don't get a bonus. All right? Can I get some commitment for that? I would appreciate that. I had an old boss who said to me one time, you can visit Pity City, but you can't live there. So people, leave Pity City. Let's get it done.
Many are criticizing Owen for being tone deaf because of her own compensation. The Journal reports Owen made nearly $5 million.
Did you just notice at the end of her video, even though it was quiet because the person was talking, she said right at the end of her little clip, I didn't even notice that. Look at,
because of her own compensation.
she did a boom, as if like she just boom, like mic dropped on the video or something. Like she just told her employees something that they needed to hear and it was a good thing. Are you kidding me right now? Is this lady for real? So not only is she a Karen, but she thinks she's cool as shit and she just mic dropped on her employees. I'm with you, Ed. I would have walked right out. Yeah, exactly. F you, pay me. She thought she nailed that. She said boom. Oh my fucking God.
Owen made nearly $5 million in the fiscal year ending in May of 2022, including a nearly $1.3 million bonus. The current fiscal year ends next month, and a Miller Knoll spokesperson told the Journal no decisions have been made yet on bonuses. 13 on Your Side has also reached out to Miller Knoll this morning for comment, and we will bring you that update if and when they respond. In the newsroom, Veronica Ortega, 13 on Your Side.
All right, let's see what Miller Knoll is. I'm kind of curious as to what they sell now. Artistic stuff, I'm guessing. What do they even sell? Like, I'm not even sure what the fuck they're selling. Hold on, we are in brands. Maybe About Us? Collective of dynamic brands is coming together to build a more sustainable, caring, equitable, and beautiful furniture. Really? Furniture? Is that what they're selling? Is furniture? Like this van chair, these van shoes chair. Like, look at the orange chair back there. It looks like one of those 1970s plastic chairs. What? Yeah, if for real furniture, no fucking way. That's crazy. So she wants her company to not take a bonus and worry about the $23 million in profit that the company's going to make when all they do is sell furniture? Are you kidding me? They're like an online Hobby Lobby or something. Used to be Herman Miller. Very popular and expensive office chairs. Okay, I've heard of Herman Miller.
That's a Herman Miller table bit.
I've heard of Herman Miller because we got a table from a movie set here in my living room. And it's a fucking ugliest table I've ever seen. Very 70s. The fucking table glass top is super heavy. Like way fucking heavy. Like ridiculously heavy. And we were Googling what kind of table it was and found out that we have a Herman Miller table.
I think it's $3,000.
So if anybody wants a Herman Miller table,
No, we keep it now.
I'm selling it.
No, it's not.
Office furniture was a big deal before people started working from home. That makes sense. Okay. So then it's pretty much a dying out company, except for like businesses who need office furniture, things like that.
That's for high-end offices now.
Okay, so that makes sense. But it's still like you're not going to. So you're making office furniture for high-end businesses or businesses, period, whatsoever, and you can't even give your employees any kind of bonuses. So yeah, that's crazy. Let me look and find out when this actually happened for you, Ed. The CEO lady, CEO bonus Zoom. Somebody named Joshua Fluke on YouTube had the video up on here 4 days ago. So it must have been, it's probably been a few days. It is one of the, but see, it looks like a lot of people are just now catching on to it. I would just Google or YouTube CEO bonus Zoom, or the same thing on Twitter, like CEO Zoom bonuses or something like that. Now it's all gamer chairs. Oh, that's some money. That's some money, though. That's some money, because there are some gamers out there that are making a buttload of money. I mean, gamer chairs, especially like with PewDiePie, when he got his new chair, there was a bunch of kids like a few years ago that were all like, all right, let's start doing gaming chairs now. And all the YouTubers that were playing games were all getting their own kind of chairs. And now you can get your own gaming chair that's like specifically decorated for you and your own style and your own way. So that makes sense. You still need that stuff, but you're not going to have huge contracts for cubicle stuff. That makes sense. I'm not saying they are making them, but they'd be dumb not to. Very true. Very, very, very true. Yeah, it from what I'm seeing, like this person on YouTube shared one of the videos about it 4 days ago. So that's about as earliest as I can tell. So like right here, this person says 4 days ago. Oh, okay. So Herman Miller is, oh, damn.
Yeah, and they're so comfortable. You can sit in it all day.
Okay, Herman Miller is making some bomb-ass chairs.
Yeah.
Check out that chair. That's a gaming chair. And it's purple. I mean, they're still doing it. So yeah, you're right. Absolutely are making some really wicked-ass gaming chairs.
You know, the whole Herman Miller store and
okay. So it's a really rich, bougie-ass white Karen who doesn't want to lose on her profits and shit. That makes total sense. You have a gaming chair with a footrest. Ooh, girl. See, my gaming chair is either my bed or my couch. I do have a chair. Like when I was doing my little streaming over there, I have a chair, and it's a high heel chair. I want to use it as a gaming chair, but it's so like hard and it's in the shape of a high heel, so it's not very comfy and stuff. And you can like fall off to the left or to the right at any time, you know. So it's not very comfy chair. But my bed is pretty comfy. You need a stream chair? I know. I want one. That'd be so cool one day. When we become famous and rich and famous one day, we'll get streaming chairs, all right? I will buy you a streaming chair, and it'll be pizza all over it. You'll have a little headrest in the shape of a pepperoni pizza or a pepperoni. That would be so fun. Could you imagine a gaming chair with like decorated as a giant pizza? Damn. I should be making gaming chairs. Specifically designed gaming chairs for people. Okay, so let's get into the next news part. Here, let's do something funny. I want to make fun of his voice because I don't really care about this guy, but apparently Robert Kennedy is running for president as a Democrat, even though the Democrats killed off his great uncle. Thought that was pretty funny. But he is running for, he just announced, I believe this morning, that he is running for president. Yeah, I wanted to watch his little speech right here and kind of make fun of his voice. Does anybody know what's wrong with his voice? Why his voice sounds like that? If anybody can help me out on what is going on with this guy's voice.
This is what is.
Yes, good to see you. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for hanging out and coming. You're with working from, from working from home, you have to be comfortable with, yours was fairly cheap. Okay.
This is what happens when you censor somebody for 18 years?
What's up with his voice? And I want to know how he got censored for 18 years. Like, can anybody explain how he got censored for 18 years? And then also, what's wrong with his voice?
I got a lot to talk about. They shouldn't have shut me up that long, because now I'm going to really let loose on them for the next 18 months. They're going to hear a lot from me. This is what
You're
happens
at work? All right.
when you censor
Thanks for
somebody for
coming, Chris.
18 years.
Oh, wait, there we go. Thank you, Ed. Kennedy has a condition called spasmodic dysphonia, a specific form of an involuntary movement disorder called dystonia that affects only the voice box. Interesting. I had no idea. I'm sorry that he's dealing with that, but I cannot handle listening to it for the next 18 months, let alone another 4 to 8 years right after that. I'm just saying, there is no way that I couldn't even, man, seriously, these guys that keep winning office and keep winning presidency are driving me through the fucking roof with the way that they talk. Like, why do we allow the most annoying sounding people in the entire world run for office? You guys cannot tell me listening to Trump every fucking day for 4 years after every sentence go and then talk and then go and then talk and then go like that. Every fucking sentence that wasn't annoying. I'm sorry. I'm going to lose my mind with the way these people talk. And I don't even, like, I feel really bad for this Kennedy guy, but I cannot do this again. I can't. I just can't do it. I can't stand listening to these people. It's driving me insane. It's from a vaccine injury. Jesus Christ. That would suck. It's his voice. I can't do the voice. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I literally just drove insane for 4 years of the thing. And then with Trump. And then now with the Biden thing where he just can't understand a lot of things that he's saying. And he always messes things up. Like recently when he went to that other country and he's like, let's go lick the world. You know how cringy that was? It made me want to cry. I'm just like, really? This guy's the one that's running our country. The guy that says, let's go lick the world. That's who's running our country right now. Like, I'm just done. And then now everybody's excited about Kennedy. I'm like, I'm okay. I feel bad. Yes. Okay. It's not even his fault, but maybe he'll get additional help with his voice from that good healthcare. I feel bad because I know it's not his fault, but I'm seriously at like, I'm just at my wit's end when it comes to the way that these politicians sound. I can't do it anymore. Okay. I can't do it anymore. I can't do the politician sounding. It drives me crazy. Oh shit. All right. So that's okay. That's Kennedy. Husband's going to go pay the water bill. So I'm about to be here all by myself again. All by myself again, Miss Lady.
20 minutes, baby. I just gotta go to the bank.
Okay. Miss Lady. Okay. What else do we got? Let's see here. Oh, so my friend was talking about yesterday. So there was a shooting in Alabama at a 16th birthday party. I know it's not like, it's just, I mean, obviously it's really sad, of course, I know it's just like another shooting, but my friend lives in Alabama. So like hearing her talking about it and stuff, I kind of got, treatment for it includes Botox injections. But my friend lives in Alabama. And so like whenever things happen in Alabama, I always ask her because she kind of gets like the inside deets on everything. Cause she's a bus driver out there. So she knows all the dirt on everybody. I mean, like there's even this one lady on TikTok that's like this country mama, who recently just had a son murdered not too long ago, like a few months ago. And she's super famous on TikTok. Very, very kind, very Alabama lady, talks really nice to you, really sweet. Well, Sally knows that lady. And so like I get all like the cool little drama when it goes on in there. And so RFK Jr. has been ostracized as an anti-vaxxer, though he isn't one. He's an I'm not like an anti-vaxxer at all, but you know, at least him going against the norms of the mandates and stuff like that, he's got one positive check mark on me. It just has to be a positive enough check, like a big enough positive enough check to where I can handle hearing his voice through it. That's my problem. Plus he's a Democrat, so I'm obviously not going to like him automatically. Just the sound of these people's voices kind of adds to it, you know. It's kind of like the guys over at Due Dissidence, Keaton, he sounds like a news reporter, like not a news reporter, a sports caster. So like somebody who's like, when you watch football and stuff, when you watch the live football or basketball and stuff, you know, those sports casters where their like microphone is like right next to their mouth, but then they've got this really low monotone voice with a little bit of peaks here and there. That's Keaton. Keaton to me sounds like I'm watching basketball. So so to me, sometimes when I'm watching, even if I do watch like the Due Dissidence guys, it's very hard for me to pay attention to what they're saying, because when I'm watching, like when I've watched sports before, I don't listen to those guys. Those guys' sounds just kind of tune out in the back of my head because I'm watching the game. And so that's what happens when Keaton comes on and starts talking. I just hear this, and I can't understand. Like, I mean, I know he's saying English, but it's so hard for me to be like paying attention to what he's saying, because I just want to, like, my brain automatically wants to put him in my background and try to watch something else. And I fucking hate myself for it. But it's the sounds. I'm a sound person. I'm obsessed with music. I have a huge obsession with music to where like it makes me feel certain ways. I feel like very different when it comes to music, how I feel about music, than like a lot of things in this world. So even hearing people talk too, like the sound of their voices kind of can make me feel a certain way. And for some reason, certain people's voices just make me lose my goddamn mind. So Botox can treat migraines? Interesting. I'm not a vocal racist. Here we go. Here we go. If he runs and loses in the primary, but then runs independent in the general, I would understand running as a Dem initially. That's kind of why I ran as a Dem initially when I was running, is because I knew during the primaries I could get a little bit more help as running as a Dem. But if you're not the Democratic's chosen golden person, you're not going to get any help from the Dems anyway. Like even when I was running as a Dem for those few months, it was so hard to get anything, to get any kind of help. All I was ever done to me was, here's some videos to watch, write everything down, memorize it, and do it in your own way. Are you kidding me? Like, no answer questions, no help. You learn something and then 100 questions come up after that. I got no help, none whatsoever. So he has been highly critical of Fauci and corruption. All right. A voicist. To be fair, RFK is much more audible when you play him back at fast. Okay, I'll definitely watch. I'll play him back at fast speed. That's how I do it anyway. So yeah. We can't tolerate voices. Cancel Jimmy. Y'all are too much. Way too much. Okay, I'm going to make y'all sit here and watch Brianna Joy Gray. Oh, I don't want to have to make you guys watch this stuff. This is so long. How long is this video? 6 minutes? Okay, here, let's watch this. Okay, so Mansa, good to see you. Thanks for coming again. RFK wants the price of fuel to be $12.50 per gallon to force you into an electric car. Because I was trying to figure out, like, okay, so how are they going to force us into these electric cars? Like by 2030, they're saying. So I see like a lot of companies are just not going to make them anymore, but you still are going to have gas powered vehicles. There's still vehicles running to this day that are classics that are gas powered vehicles. So you're just going to get rid of, like, how are they doing that? Yeah. And I guess that would make sense. Just gain price all the way up to, $12.50. I mean, it's like, at some points during certain, like within the last year, at some points out here in California, it got out to like $7-8 a gallon for sometimes or in certain parts. I mean, it's still like $4 or $5 a gallon. So it gets pretty nuts out here. You're playing No Man's Sky? Not fair. It's okay. I played No Man's Sky by myself yesterday. So yay. It can't be worse than Lightfoot's 20 packs of cigarette. That's true too. That's why I had a really hard time listening to Lori Lightfoot's voice too. Jesus Christ, that woman had Yeah, she sounds like she smokes a carton a day for the last 50 years of her life. Probably where I'm heading to myself, so it's okay. I'm probably gonna hate my own voice by the time I'm like 60 because I'm gonna sound like some raspy old lady who smokes tons of cigarettes. And it's gonna be all right. You want an electric bike? I want an electric car. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not looking forward to the increase in my electric bill because of plugging my car in at my overnight in the garage. That would suck. So, so you think Trump doing that nose thing because booger sugar or candy? Of course. Are you kidding me? Come on now. He's Trump. Do you know how many celebrities do sugar booger on a daily basis without any of us even realizing? Absolutely he is. Absolutely. No nose problem or anything like that. That is to me sugar booger attitude 100% to me. I've seen it before. I've hung out down in Hollywood and seen some motherfuckers go at it. And yes, he's got a coke problem for sure. Absolutely. You sniff a lot during allergy seasons. Cokehead. Canceled. The problem with electric is the cost of replacing the electric batteries. Yeah. Interesting. So you're telling me there's an open market for cheaper but just as durable electric car batteries to be invented. Hey. Well, but we do have to end that whole thing where like companies only make the products to where you can only buy it off of them or something like that. I know Sherry knows what I'm talking about. I always want to say it's antitrust, but it's not that, because that's ending or stopping monopolies. But there is like something where like Apple will make their computers and stuff like that, but then they only make it, only that company makes it, so if it breaks, then you can only buy it from that company, and we need to figure out a way to stop that, especially like you're saying with the problem with how expensive these batteries are going to be. There's got to be a way for somebody who owns an electric vehicle, knows how that battery works, can like pull the battery out, take it apart, put it back together, and try to figure out how to make a new one so that way it works. And what are like, is Tesla going to sue that person for making a battery that works in that way? As long as it's like, I think it's like a 20% difference on the look or something like that, or what's inside of it, of how it's created or how it's made, you can get away with using that kind of thing, right? So that's what I think, at least. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, I have to go pee really bad. And so while I go pee really bad, I'm going to make you guys watch this. So this shit was freaking... Oh, wait, why did I do that? This shit was hilarious. I watched this yesterday. So Fox News found out that China has infiltrated American cities. So, America's doing what America does. America is allowing, outsourcing and then insourcing as well. Obviously now I personally too, and a lot of us are starting to see like China starting to bring a lot of this stuff here. China's definitely getting into the movie industry here in America. Extremely getting into the movie industry out here in America. House buying industry, property buying, all that kind of stuff. Well, she's going to her stream chair. I'm not going to my bathroom. That's a good one. I like that. I'm going to use that from now on. I got to go to my stream chair for a minute. Recycling the charged battery glue at repurposed gas stations. Yeah. Suck out the discharge stuff, pump in the charge stuff. Yeah. There you go. That's interesting. See, there's an open market for it to be invented. I'm telling you, there's a way to be able to do it, because when it comes to like copyright and taking somebody else's ideas and stuff, as long as there's a 20% difference, you're allowed to take that. So I'm just saying, there's an open fucking market. I'm not smart enough for this kind of stuff. I can talk about it. I'm kind of like Elon Musk and all the rest of these guys. Like, I'm not smart enough to invent it, but I can tell you that it needs to happen. Just like Elon Musk, he's not smart enough to actually create this stuff, but he's smart enough to be like, this needs to be invented. How can I pay you to do it? There was also a shooting here in Texas grocery store. Yeah, cheerleader accidentally got into the wrong car. The driver shot her and her friends. Oh my lordy. Oh my lordy. Of course. If they drive the price of fuel up too high, no one will be able to afford a drivable combustible engine, so they'll be forced to drive electric. Yeah, makes sense. You have to replace the batteries at roughly every 100,000 miles, and it's about the cost, if not more, than replacing an engine. Are you kidding me? At every 100,000 miles? No, see, you can't force people to have to go and get the thing fixed that soon. Because what is happening is the car companies have probably started to realize that some of these cars, like our Jeep Grand Cherokee, got up to, I think I mean, I could still run it. It needs like, somebody to like help jumpstart it, but it still runs. It's got like 438,000 miles on it, and it still fucking runs. My Honda that I used to have, that thing got up to like over 300,000 miles on it. And now this is what they're doing, to where it has to be replaced every 100,000 miles. And it's really just expensive as replacing an engine. So they're making us pay more for less miles now. It's crazy to me. How many miles are you traveling on a current 5-year car battery? Way too much. Just my husband alone drives 3.5, 4 hours a day to and from work. So it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours to drive to work, and then an hour and a half, 2 hours to drive back. Sometimes it's even 3 hours if he has to go all the way out to like the beach areas, where like Calabasas, where all the rich people live and stuff. Because we live in the San Bernardino Mountains, so we're about 2.5 hours away from like Ventura, where my friend lives. It takes us about 2.5 hours to get to his house. So yeah, that's where he works. So I mean, we just got not a new, it was a used one of a Subaru, but it's a newer, like 2018 or 2019 Subaru, and he's already since he's gotten it into November, I'm pretty sure he's already hit 50 to 100,000 miles on that car. So he drives a lot. That's why we want to move closer to the city. So difference is you're powering the whole powertrain and not just the radio and lights. That's true. Depending on the vehicle, they have multiple batteries in them. Okay. You guys, I gotta pee. I'm literally about to seriously, y'all want to see me piss myself right now. That's what it is. Y'all trying to see me piss myself. All right. So anyway, with the whole China thing. So China, apparently Fox News and some people found out that there's like a Chinese police station in New York, which I thought was really interesting, kind of funny. So what it is this Chinese police station is set up in New York to spy on Chinese dissidents. So people that have left China, moved to America because they don't, like they're refugees. And so China is spying on, as if like we don't do anything different. Of fucking course we do. I mean, come on now. The way that we're treating like all of our journalists, like Julian Assange and Edward Snowden and stuff, like we're no fucking different. But anyway, could be tied to the international wingspiracy. Wings. Go have a nice stream. Yes, thank you. Okay, here, let me put this on here for you guys so y'all can start watching it while I go run to the bathroom.
Shop right here on American soil. That's right. That's what I said. The Fed's busting 2 New York residents for operating a secret Chinese police station in Manhattan and using it to spy on and shake down Chinese dissidents with orders straight from Beijing. The Department of Justice calls it a significant national security matter. Yet the suspects were out on bail within hours. China thinks it's all a smear campaign, but lawmakers warn this is just the beginning.
This is absolutely absurd that the Chinese Communist Party thinks that they can set up their own police station in a place like New York City.
They have no respect for us. They have no respect for this administration and its policies.
It's about time that we do something about it. I mean, why do the Chinese need a police station in the United States? Why would we even allow it?
Joy, I come to you first. I'm amazed that a 21-year-old Air Force Reserve, a U.S. Air Force Reserve, would have access to the most highly classified intelligence in our country. And now we find that the Chinese
I did forget I had to pee, but I did. I would pee.
Operated by the Chinese, spying on Chinese citizens and Chinese dissidents. How does this happen? I mean, it's got to be a little more in politics. I'm abhorred by it too.
Well, the 21-year-old part doesn't bother me at all. At 19, I had the opportunity to have access to a lot of information. At 21, I had access to all the information he was privy to and more. And what I do, I went to war and saved lives with it. So the 21-year-old doesn't bother me. It's what was his job, and are too many people able to log on to what they call JWICs, this system of information that if you know what you're looking for, you can go find it. But on this, I guess what worries me most is we live in a time where we're absolutely scared to death.
Damn, we need critical thinking. I really like what you said right here because it's like pretty much humans, right? Is what you're trying to say. So he put in economics and industrial design, planned obsolescence, also called built-in obsolescence or premature obsolescence, is a policy of planning or designing a product with an artificially limited useful life or a purposely frail design so that it becomes obsolete after a certain predetermined period of time. So pretty much they're treating objects. I mean, yeah, I understand, that they're making things to break so that we have to continue buying it. But yeah, I was just trying to make the joke of like, yeah, they're pretty much treating objects pretty much how they kind of treat humans too. So, humans, objects, we're all the same. We're all just a commodity in this unfettered capitalistic world. Push set link. Okay. What did you do? What is it? U.S. citizens and Russian intelligence officers charged conspiring use U.S. citizens Oh, okay. Yeah, let's watch this while we sit here and listen to Fox News complain about China having a police station here.
Death of how much the government will spy on us if they want to. But on the other side, it's like all these things happen right underneath their eyes and they just don't care. It has to be they don't care, or otherwise, why aren't they finding it? I mean, for me, this is just another layer in the cake of, hey, we should probably take this China thing a little bit more seriously than we do. I mean, coming out of the Marine Corps is making all the Marine generals mad by changing the Marine Corps almost wholly to fight China in the Pacific. I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe that is the next fight. Maybe we actually need to prepare for what's next instead of always playing catch up, which no matter who's in charge, it seems like what our government does. I mean, sometimes you get too spoiled and too prosperous to keep your eye on the ball. And I'm worried that's where we are.
Dana, you have an opinion on this with the U.S. piece and the China piece?
Well, on the China piece, so this is not new. And I also think that it's also not just happening in America. Our NATO partners are also having to deal with this because there are Chinese dissidents living all over the world. And so I think the congressman said, why are we allowing this? Well, we're actually not allowing that. That's why there was this investigation. It takes a while to put a case like this together to make sure it doesn't fall apart.
Wow.
And they found the two guys.
Hey, quick side note, never buy Nissan electric cars. Jesus Christ, Brandy. Holy shit, that's expensive.
Basically, it's a terrible shakedown situation. They will go and they will make your life miserable. They will threaten to take away your children.
I agree, Monza.
They'll threaten to take away all of your money. They're into exposure. They'll threaten to send you back to China. So then you feel coerced, and it's a terrible.
I like to buy people's older cars. Like this 2018 Subaru that we have now is the newest car that we've ever owned. I mean, me at least personally. I have never owned anything later than the 2000s. Most of the cars I've ever owned was like 1980s cars. I really love 90s Hondas, especially like the hatchbacks and the little egg cars. The CRXs. I love 90s Hondas. Those are my favorite. So yeah, that's exactly what I do. Instead of going to a car deal place or whatever, I've always just gone to like somebody who's had their car, and is wanting to sell it, and it's already got lots of miles, and it's pretty much just, I buy it for a few $100s because it's just going to go to shit anyway. So I run it down to where it's, it's done for after a while. I have like the worst luck with cars anyway. Like every car, I swear to God, every car that I've ever bought has always had a head gasket blow. Like I swear to you, every fucking car has always had a head gasket blown. And so now when I drive cars, like I always look at that temperature gauge all the time because I've been just so traumatized by it. It's been the worst experience, but you're right. It's better, than at buying new cars over and over and over and over, kind of like what people do with iPhones over and over and over, buying a new iPhone. I mean, I still have my Samsung Galaxy S10. Okay. This is an S10. I think they're like 2, maybe 3 phones further than this now every year. So, and it still works. There's still free memory in here. The memory's not all used up. I could do pretty much anything with this stuff. But yeah, they just keep having you buy more and more and more and more new things all the time. So how it goes. And that's a cheaper electric car? Yeah, I'll never get a Nissan electric ever. That's just I mean, here, let me show it to you because this shit is absolutely insane, the price of it. Like, they even highlighted it for you. Look at this. Nissan Leaf battery. Labor for battery work may cost around $1,000. So a full replacement for a Nissan Leaf battery could cost anywhere from $4,500 to $16,000, depending on a pack size and manufacturing year of the replacement. So that's what they're going to be doing. If we have to go electric by 2030, like we have to as a country, they're forcing us to get a battery exchange every 100,000 miles, and this is the cost to doing it. So you're not only having to fix your car, but you're pretty much practically paying for like a Cooper Mini from like 2012, pretty much right on top of it, but all you're getting out of it is a battery. Because that's how much like Mini Coopers used to be how much Mini Coopers used to cost back in the day. They were like $12,000-$13,000 for a new fucking car. But now you're paying the same price for a goddamn battery? Are you kidding me? That's insane. That's absolutely nuts. I mean, I've been seeing it, obviously we all see it to where they keep making new products because the products that we have just keep breaking. And that's, there's like an actual history thing where they've agreed to that. Like these companies agree, like we can't just have I think it's a light bulb. There's a light bulb out there at some museum somewhere that literally this light bulb has been running for like almost 200 years or 100 years or something like that. And I think it was like some kind of electric company or the light bulb company companies came together and they're like, look, you can't do this. We can't have, we're not going to ever make a profit if you just have something that keeps lasting forever. So we have to make things break to keep making a profit off of it. And so that's when they agreed to the plan of not letting things last very long, so that way we keep having to have them buy more things. And it's just been like that ever since. And now it's gotten to a point where it's greedy. It's fucking greedy now. So that's just pure greed. That's insane. I mean, and that's what sucks too, is like we've known about electric cars for how many fucking years now? We've known there was capabilities of electric cars, but now all of a sudden when they can make this kind of profit off of it, like insane amount of profit, this is when they're starting to say, okay, now we can use it. I'm sorry, but there were people back in the day that were making water powered cars and got their, like the FBI came to their house and stole all of their research to where they couldn't do anything anymore. Like people have been stopped being able to do this kind of stuff. And now that companies and CEOs and stuff are going to be making a buttload of money off of it, companies that have already been around, GM Motors, except for Tesla, Elon, whatever. It's not like he invented it anyway. He stole the idea as it was too. So it's not like he's some genius on it either. He's just the guy that could make enough phone calls to get enough subsidies from the government to be able to pay for it. So this whole fucking thing is just full of greed and it's bullshit. And we constantly are going to have to continue buying things. That's part of capitalism. That's what's wrong with capitalism, is it needs like this continuous, consistent growth. But the thing is that the people in it are not growing with that graph. The rich people are growing with that graph and we're being left behind. And these rich people with that graph going up are just like, oh, well, if you can't afford it, then that's your problem. You better put on your bootstraps and work harder. Like, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, we can't do this. We as people cannot keep up with this. I cannot keep up with this. Like, I'm tired of my house looking like a mess because there's always just broken stuff because everything just breaks. I know you guys are too, so I know I'm not the only one. You're cutting grass with the electric mower right now. You got an acre of land. Oh, cool. See, but that's cool. I don't mind electric mowers. What's really funny is I was like, probably, I don't know, I'd say about 21 or 22. And I was out looking to like, getting into the acting experience and stuff, looking for like acting stuff. And these guys that were working for like the indie film thing were doing a short horror film called, what is it? It was like the climate change serial killer or something like that. Or like the eco-friendly serial killer, I believe. And he was a guy who was a serial killer, but he did things very eco-friendly, and he would kill people that were like doing things against global warming and like that. And so like my character in the movie pulled off on the side of the road in like the desert area and pulled out some couple of trash bags and like threw them in the desert you know, because that's what people do out in the desert towns is they just throw their trash bags in the desert. And so what happened is the guy, like, when I was getting back into my car after throwing the bags, I heard a sound. So I like, you know, like stood outside of the truck and like looked around and then got my head hit. And then I woke up and I'm in like this huge building, you know, broken out building. Anyway, I got killed with an electric chainsaw in that movie, which was way, way cool. Like I got my head chopped off with an electric chainsaw. So you know what? Electric mowers, by all means, have some fun. I'm all right with, you know, electric stuff. I'm cool with it. I'm way cool with it. I was murdered by an electric thing. So we have 2 electric push mowers. See, I don't have a yard, so I don't have any mowers or anything like that. I've got a snow blower and I've got a couple of shovels, and that's about it. That's all I have because I live in a mountain. So I live in like the national forest. So we're not really allowed to do anything except for when we've got to rake the pine needles, like what Trump told us to do. We've got to rake the forest for fires, you know, but that's about it. That's all we have to do. We don't have yards. So I've always wanted a lawnmower really bad. I really want one of those sit-on ones where you sit on it and then mow the lawn. I've always wanted to be a lawnmower person. I downloaded the lawn mowing simulator game and I have replayed that game 3 fucking times in the last few months. I am obsessed with mowing lawns. It is super satisfying. I don't know what's up with lawns and mowing them, but I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, definitely want a lawnmower. Ink equals battery. Electric cars are going to become the new home printer where the ink is more expensive than the car. That's so goddamn true. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. You're right. They've already done this stuff with ink and printers. Of course they're going to do it with batteries in cars. Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, they've already done it with the cars before because like I said, my horror with cars is head gaskets. With the first time I ever blew a head gasket, I asked them like, well, what's a head gasket? And they're like, it's this little lid thing on top of this engine piece. And I'm like, okay, so it's a little head gasket. It's like a piece, right? It's just a little piece. That's all I need to do is fix a little piece. And they're like, no. You blew the head gasket. So your entire engine is done for and you need a whole new engine now. And I'm like, you're telling me this little fucking lid, this little gasket piece literally broke and then just broke my entire car? Like there's proof right there. So now most of the time I would just end up selling the car as is at a junkyard because getting the head gasket and fixing the engine costs more than what I paid for the car originally in the first place. I'm not going to sit there and buy a car for $500 for some old 85, 89 Honda Accord, and then the head gasket blows and the person at the auto shop wants me to pay like $2,000, $3,000 to put a new engine in it. No, sorry. You can have that car. I paid $500 for it. I wouldn't even pay $3,000 for the car if it was like in perfect condition and I was just buying the car. So have it. Bye. Have fun. Peace. Peace out. It is peaceful. Riding mowers is fun. I bet. I want to ride on a lawnmower so bad. That lawnmower simulator game is so addicting. So addicting. 3 fucking times. Oh, this was me yesterday too. I was so fucking talkative too much, man. Okay, so thank you guys for watching and hanging out. Let's see, is it 2:15? All right, so let's see what else we got on here to talk about. Oh, Tucker Carlson yesterday. You know, okay, so I think what I want to do is like once or twice a week, just have like this special section of just watching one little episode of Tucker Carlson on his show and just sit here and just totally make fun of him. I had a lot of fun with that last week. And so I wanted to bring it back on again this week. So I've been watching Tucker Carlson a lot, trying to figure out, all right, what can I bring on the show to show it? And I think this is going to be fun. So this one right here from yesterday is Democrats are stoking racial violence. Here we go. You rode on low lawnmowers. It's fun. You had heads rebuilt on your car. It's not cheap at all.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. In a minute, we're going to bring you the rest of our conversation with Elon Musk. We showed you some last night. Tonight, his views on the state of the American economy. That's a topic that many Americans are concerned about, and you can see why. As of tonight, inflation persists. The commercial real estate sector seems to be teetering. The US dollar continues to lose its value. So key economic indicators are, as they say on the market shows, worrisome. But on a more fundamental level, there are also danger signs. When young people are told by their leaders that work is a scam and that stealing things from other people is a human right, how do you think your economy is going to look in 10 years? How about your civilization? The answer depends in part on just how much idleness and theft you put up with. Any society that cannot declare unequivocally and with confidence that stealing is wrong has no future. When you let the mob loot, you are doomed. This is why we used to shoot looters, not because we hated them, it wasn't personal, but in order to defend the foundation of all that we have, which is private property secured by law. Without that, we would be living in savagery and chaos. In Chicago, they already are. This is what America's second largest city looked like this weekend.
Here we go, Ed. Here's him talking shit about your peeps out here. Exactly. I hate how Republicans go around and say that stuff like, oh, well, they're just a bunch of punk kids who are out there stealing and it's making the city violent and criminal and blah, 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 instead of asking why. I think they were saying something a lot. I don't know if it was in this episode or if it was another one, but they were saying that these kids were like doing it because I know you said yesterday it was a trend, but somebody was saying that it was like these kids are hungry, and it made me think like, did they end school lunches? Like, is this another reason? Right? Keep Chicago out of your mouth. Okay, Jerry, we'll be talking more about it on Friday. Okay. Like, to me, I'm sorry, really quick, but to me, seeing this, like I said yesterday, is no different than seeing people doing this when their favorite sports ball team wins afterwards. I don't see the difference. I see, I see the same thing when when like the Lakers win. So
There's no point to that. Nobody's benefiting. What you're seeing instead is civilization unraveling, unrestrained violence and destruction, effectively unchallenged by government authorities, the mindless breaking of things, the rage of stupid children. If you let that continue, there will be nothing left standing. Most people don't need to be told that. It's so obvious. It's intuitive. Would you let your kids set fire to the living room? Probably not.
I said that yesterday. So, okay, a bunch of kids did a ruckus out in Chicago. Like I said yesterday, like he said, they're saying that these kids don't have like parents that are, being parents to them. I'm pretty sure like half of those parents are probably like beating those kids over the head. Like, what the fuck were you thinking, dumbass?
The mayor of Chicago, who is an ideologue and a racist, understands that these stupid children.
Oh, apparently the new leader of Chicago, the person that took Lori Lightfoot's spot, is apparently to Tucker is a racist.
Are his militia. When they destroy what others built, he becomes more powerful. Their destruction has a political use, and so he refuses to criticize them. They're stealing because they're hungry, he told us, like these were the widows of Richmond during the bread riots.
Right. So, like, see, he said that they're doing it because they're hungry.
Explanation.
I don't know.
Is that the answer? To loot because it's a form of reparations? To loot because that's how they can eat?
The real answer is, how do we make sure, the question is, how do we make sure that people can eat? Look, no one is going to condone, behavior that quite frankly speaks to a level of desperation.
So you're not condoning looting.
I'm saying that people are acting out of desperation. We don't want a society that is acting out of desperation, but you have to pay attention to the cries that people have.
So you're not condoning looting.
There's no way to embrace that. What I'm saying is, You can't condone the looting that corporations continue to do every single day when they take tax dollars from black, brown, white folks all over the city of Chicago so that they can turn a profit.
Yes, they're trying to eat because starvation is a pressing problem in Chicago, but it's not. Obesity is a pressing problem in Chicago. About a quarter of Chicago high school
You hear
students
this?
are overweight.
So because these kids are hungry, at least in this perspective, these kids are hungry and are out there protesting. And what does Tucker Carlson say? These kids aren't hungry because Chicago has an obesity problem. Are you kidding me, Tucker Carlson? How fucking dare you? All right. You should be arrested by the fashion police with your stupid little outfits that you wear and your haircut and your fucking face. All right. Fuck this fool. I cannot believe he even said Chicago has a goddamn overweight problem when these kids are at least in this scenario, these kids are out there protesting and doing this because they're quote unquote hungry. How dare you? You think what, they're just going to sit there and eat each other alive and they're okay? Like, that's it. Just go ahead and out there and just start eating each other. Y'all be fine. Cannibalism is not frowned upon in Fox News. So gross. Yeah. False narrative. Exactly. Yeah, he's a trust fund kid. Tucker Carlson will never, ever, ever understand what it means to be hungry. Never understand that. Tucker be feeding lies. What's up, Mr. H? Mr. H.
They join the overwhelming majority of their parents. Obesity is the problem. The shortage isn't of food. And as if to prove the point, the same mob the mayor just defended reportedly tried to break into the Art Institute of Chicago. There was no bread in that museum, only Chagall's and de Kooning's. So these are not people who are trying to feed themselves. These are people who are trying to destroy civilization, destroy
There
a
we go with
museum.
like you were saying, yeah, like the false narrative. He's saying these kids aren't doing this because they're hungry, because they're out there breaking up stuff in museums. So they're not out looking for bread. They're out there to destroy stuff. I want to ask somebody, what's up? Okay, hi, Miguel, or Mr. H. I want to ask you guys, please tell me in history when we were fighting to get justice as Americans, please tell me when we did it really nicely, when we actually got our way in America. Like, women's suffrage or civil rights, did women and people of color go to the government and, please, Mr. Government, can we please have equality? That would be really kind of you. Thank you. And the government's like, oh, wow, you came to us and you said that really kindly and professionally. I really appreciate you. Yes, we're going to give you all the equal rights that white men have. No, the fuck they didn't. So you're telling me that, well, at least Tucker is telling you that violence, these kids are not hungry because they're breaking down or breaking up stuff in a museum. So that means they're not hungry. But I'm sorry to tell you, but we're not going to get our way by being nice and asking politely. People have had to make a statement, make, something happen to where something can get changed. I don't want to sit here and be like, violence is right or anything, but violence is what always got us to a point, at least where we need to, at least people fighting back and getting angry and coalitioning and using the correct words and verbiage. Like, just the way that he like straw mans this whole thing and like gaslights you into believing the things, man, he drives me absolutely insane with the things he does. Yeah, hat pins, Boston. Exactly. Their Boston Tea Party is a great example, Exactly. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Please, sir, I'd like some equality.
A symbol of our evolution.
A symbol of our
shouldn't
evolution.
lie about this.
Yes, the symbol of American evolution is, to him at least, is obese minors breaking down a museum because they're hungry. That's his evolution of America. That's how he sees it, and how his people are going to see it because he told them that.
It's very obvious. And if you let it continue, you're done. But Chicago's leaders are lying about it for political reasons. This makes them more powerful. Destroying things that other people built, that previous generations created, makes this new generation of vandals who add nothing more powerful. That's the whole point. A state senator from Illinois called Robert.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so fucking much for saying that. Absolutely. Total irony on their part. The descendants of those who committed genocide, embraced slavery, enacted Jim Crow laws are crying about the supposed downfall of their perfect society. Ah, I love it. I love it. They're literally like projecting their own snowflake complaints out there. No wonder they came up with the term snowflake first, is because they're the biggest snowflakes out there. And what sucks is like they don't want to be called snowflakes, but they're doing it to themselves. They're acting like it. The whole woe is me, I'm a white man, and people are starting to get a little bit more equality and are fighting for the equality, so them fighting to be equal to us is taking us and bringing us down. I'm sorry, but if that's how you think, then your superiority complex needs to fucking get shot the fuck down. I'm sorry. Take one of those guns that you've got out of all the fucking guns that you have in your closet or in your grandma's basement or whatever, and pull that ego out in front of you and just shoot that thing down, because your privilege is done for. Like, people want equality. You can't keep fighting this as a right. I'm with you. I'm just over here fighting huge. Exactly. I'm over here fighting with myself right now. We have when have oppressors in history stopped oppressing people by the oppressed asking nicely? Exactly. Never. We've never gotten anything asking nicely. So this is what we have to do. And I'm sorry that these white snowflakes can't handle it anymore, but it's gotten to a point. Sorry, you back somebody up into a corner long enough, that fight or flight is going to go away and the fight is going to kick in and they're going to start pushing back. I'm sorry. It's like a caged animal. You can't keep a fucking tiger in a cage for very long before it decides that, one time you stick a hand in there, it's going to bite your fucking hand off. Sorry. Yes, metaphorical shooting of egos. No real guns. Take that privileged ego and shoot it. Not real life shooting anyone, please.
Peters called the riots, quote, a mass protest against poverty and segregation. Right. Chicago's outgoing mayor, the destroyer Lori Lightfoot, agreed. Watch.
The vast majority of young people came downtown because it was
Here's that voice, Ed. I swear to God, her voice. That's the voice. That raspy voice drives me fucking crazy. Of course they would have Lori Lightfoot on here. Of course they would.
Weather and an opportunity to enjoy the city. That's absolutely entirely appropriate. There are a few that came with different intentions, and they have and they will be dealt with. But I'm not going to use your language, which I think is wrong, to say there's Maine.
That's right. Don't even listen to me on what's going on with Chicago, because I'm just sitting here making fun of Tucker. If you guys really want the inside scoop of what's going on in Chicago, I'm telling you, Ed Heller and Jerry on Chicago Corner, that is where you guys want to go. They have like so much of the good inside scoop of Chicago. You really want to know what's going on? Go watch them. I'm telling you. And I hope to see you guys all there this week too. So Friday, right? 5:30. Gotcha, boo.
Right. So you can bet that none of these destroyers will be hunted down like animals like the protesters on January 6th have been for over 3 years. Their lives won't be destroyed. Their families.
Yeah, right. The upside down birth rates of Americans. Have you been hearing? I've been hearing that recently too. Like, America doesn't even have the largest population in the world right now. Like, it's actually India and China are beating us right now with the population. And then now they're starting BRICS too. Like, we're fucked. America and NATO is so done for. It's so fucking funny to watch. Because, yeah, we're complaining. Like, our America conservatives are complaining that kids are not having enough kids anymore. People aren't having enough babies. But who the fuck is a citizen and wants to have fucking kids in this environment? Nobody. So you're going to sit here and tell us to have more kids? Well, but we don't, like, nobody wants to have fucking kids. No wonder you're forcing us to not have abortions anymore. You're forcing us to have kids because you're afraid that we're not making enough of the population compared to India or China. That shit's hilarious. Shit makes me laugh so fucking hard. Oh God. 7:30 Central. Thank you. There you go. On Friday. Yeah. Whites are getting outnumbered. Yeah. From what I heard, by 2030, the white population is going to be the minority. From what I've heard, if you add all the people of color together, I believe we're already starting to, as a whites, we are starting to be the minority if you put all the people of color together. But yeah, I heard by like 2030, we are. oh, well, that's what this country is built on too. Like this country is so built on diversity. Like our Statue of Liberty says, you know, bring your weak and your huddled masses here and we'll take care of them. Like we're born for diversity and, you know, people coming from other countries to come here to find a better, quote unquote, better future and stuff. Like, yeah, that's what our country was based off of. It was supposed to be off of diversity and equality and stuff. So it's so funny to see like the capitalistic human aspect of the country is still so embedded in like the racistness of the 1800s, but like the land and the culture itself is like evolving into the way that it was supposed to, right under the noses of these like white superiority people, and they can't handle the fact that it's happening. And you're just like, I'm just sitting back here like this is kind of what our country was supposed to be about without you bringing all this superiority and shit into it. So yeah, exactly. Good. Good. The rich minority. I like that show, South Side. It's funny and based in Chicago. Okay, I haven't seen that. I don't have HBO. If anybody has HBO Plus, I would really love to be a part of that. If you could add me, because I really want HBO Plus. I heard they're coming out. Oh, I'm going to give myself away again. They're coming out with the new Harry Potter series on HBO soon, and I really want to watch it because I've read the books, I've seen the movies, and I heard that the series is going to have more of what the book stuff is that they left out in the movies. Out of the books, and I really want to see that, like seeing Hermione fight against slavery of elves in the school. I want to see the guy in the picture that like causes a ruckus. I can't remember. He was like really popular in the books. Everybody really enjoyed him. But when they put him in the movies, there wasn't any of them in the movie. He's like one of those picture frames that talks and stuff, but he likes to go to other picture frames and start shit. And he's a really funny character in the books. So yeah, if you got HBO Plus, hook it up. Oh, they changed it to HBO Max. Oh, okay. Well, if anyone wants to hook it up, I don't want to have to buy it. I'm so cheap. Okay, missing the latest season of Doom Patrol.
They won't be banned from Airbnb. And yet, of course, what they did is far more destructive to our society than anything you saw in Washington in January of 2020.
Exactly. There was all that. Yeah, exactly. There used to be all this great rhetoric about the great melting pot when I was a kid. Sorry. That's what we were doing. Hi, Lawrence Johnson. Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by.
Their behavior is encouraged. So what happens if you encourage this kind of behavior, if you cheer the mob rather than restraining the mob? Well, ugly and totally inevitable things will happen. Productive people will flee, innocents will die, and ultimately you will get from this mob racial attacks. All of that is happening in Chicago right now. All of it. Watch this woman surrounded and beaten this weekend because of her skin color.
Because of her skin color. Now we're gonna watch this video. I saw this yesterday. I don't remember. I think it was Shake and Bacon shared it and was like, just kind of like listen to what they're saying, you know, blah blah blah. Really pay attention to the video, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure if this was a fight or like they beat this like white girl right here up because of no reason. It looks like if you slow down the video, she like. There's a guy right here with like a green hat or something, and that's behind this guy's head. And it looked like what she did is she like grabbed him by his collar or his shoulder, and she like threw him up against the wall. And then that's when everybody started like, you know, attacking her, which, you know, if you look at it through a different perspective, through different eyes than just, you know, she was attacked because of the color of her skin, you know, what about the longer history of this? You know, like how much of Karen's been screwing over Black people, you know, the white woman tears. Look at what happened to Emmett Till. You know, he was murdered because a white girl cried for no reason, cried wolf, when it ended up actually being a lie, which the girl who got Emmett Till killed is still alive to this day. Okay, and Emmett Till was hung. He was a little child. He was a boy of color. So, you know, the history of this. And so finally, you know, they're out there running amok, and it looks like this Karen just couldn't handle what they were doing, and she's trying to tell this boy off, and they were like, oh hell no, we ain't dealing with this. So let's watch this video. I don't want to sit here and be judgmental about any of this stuff with it, because we don't know the story behind this. you hear right there, if you listen really, really closely, you'll hear a girl screaming, "Get him, get him, get him." So if they were saying get him, then maybe these girls were saying to stop the guy from hitting the white lady. It's very, very confusing, but Tucker is going to completely ignore the part where these girls were screaming get him and just talk about how this woman was attacked because she was a white lady.
So that footage was shared widely on social media. We didn't have to hunt it down. It came with the caption, you may have seen it, "Yay, we get active." So this was racist mob violence. And we should not be surprised by that. This is what mobs do. The hive mind takes over, the lowest instincts take over, and people who are different get hurt, often killed.
They were attacking the boy, and the white girl tried to help, I think. Okay. It was a couple looking for a place to eat, and they got beat up. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors going around. You know, we can't just listen to and believe what Tucker is saying about this, because this was going around this weekend. But, you know, this stuff happens too. Like, you know, it happens. Black people get shot and killed and beat up by white people all the time. A dude was like jogging and got shot by and killed by two white dudes. It's always, you know, there's the back and forth on the sides. Like, it's just, you know, what did Tucker Carlson say about the dude that went into the house that was for sale and then those guys shot him and killed him? Like, what about that guy, you know?
Widely known and has been for a long time. Just last year, in fact, Joe Biden signed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act that made what you just saw specifically a felony. And he signed that to much fanfare. And yet, and this is the key, no one at his Department of Justice is investigating that video or anything that happened in Chicago over the weekend because they support it. Democrats approve of racial violence. They are stoking it everywhere. No, it's not your imagination. They want race hate and violence. Today, Joe Biden released a statement about a young man called Ralph Dahl, a teenager, a black teenager who was shot after showing up to an elderly man's house in Kansas City. We don't know the details of this. There is much we don't know.
You hear that? So remember we were talking about the news story yesterday, how the guy was arrested and stuff like that for shooting the kid who knocked at his door. This black kid got shot by a dude because the dude thought that this kid was going to rob his house because he was black. All right. Like, you know, like that was like the guy thought that he was going to shoot up his house. Like that. I mean, to me, that was a type of racism. But when Tucker Carlson talks about it, you know, this is what he says. Like, this is his words on it.
Shot after showing up to an elderly man's house in Kansas City.
Right.
We don't know the details of this. There is much we don't know.
There's much we don't know. He said this yesterday after the guy was already arrested. I watched this last night. It was released like 2 hours before I watched it last night at like 11 o'clock midnight. So this was last night, yesterday afternoon, that he did this show, and the guy was already arrested during then. But he doesn't want to talk about the specifics of what happened with this scenario because it's white on black crime. But he'll talk about the black on white crime that he thought he saw with that crowd.
And of course, we feel for anyone who was
Right.
shot, including this teenager. But the White House didn't pause for a moment before drawing conclusions from this sad encounter and using those conclusions to further divide the country on the basis of race. The president,
if it's based off of race because it's against a white guy killing a black person, it's dividing the country. But if it's a white dude supposedly getting beat up by black people at Chicago, it's a mob. This country is, you know, horrible. It's the Democrats' fault. They're starting to, you know, divide the country, and they want violence because it brings them more power and they win. I don't understand how people don't see that. Like, how are people's brains not connecting these two exact these two scenarios together that he's saying himself, and not putting two and two together and seeing the omitting on each side to get the point across that he wants. It's crazy.
said, and we're quoting, "No parent should have to worry that their kid will be shot after ringing the wrong doorbell." Well, that's demonstrably true. But of course, the president is saying this in order to further divide the country along racial lines. And to tell a story that is, in fact, not supported by the facts, which is that black teenagers are murdered by elderly white people just for showing up on their doorsteps. Ralph Yarl, thank heaven, did not die from his injuries. He was just released from the hospital. But these kinds of mistakes do happen, and they're always sad, assuming this was a mistake. Again, we don't know all the details.
So if that was a mistake, then so was that lady getting beat up. Sorry, Tucker. You can't do one without the other. Sorry. Everything's a mistake. It's nobody's fault.
Same weekend,
we're going with
woman
Tucker's
called
view.
Caitlin Gillis was shot and killed after her friend turned into the wrong driveway in upstate New York. A man shot her dead in the passenger seat. But there was no statement from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris about this, of course, because Caitlin Gillis was white, and therefore her death could not be used to further incite racial conflict that benefits.
I love how he blames the Democrats for the same thing that he's doing. For real, like, come on, dude. How do you not see the hypocrisy in your own words?
The Democratic Party. Now, if you think that we're not giving our
like,
leaders—
they're all doing that. They're all only showing things that benefit their own party. Because look at like what happened a couple weeks ago with that trans person that shot up the church school. Like, yeah, okay, that's really sad. Like, a few people died. Like, a couple of kids and a couple adults died. That same weekend, 39 or something like that, immigrants died at the border because they were being starved to death. So they lit their cells on fire. The police officers closed their doors with them still inside while the place was on fire and walked out and left 39 people to die. But you don't hear anything about that. You know, so yeah, they all do it. They all do, you know, like you're going to tell me that, you know, this trans person that shot up a school is more important and gets more newsworthy than immigrants dying by police officers at the border. Like, come on now. You can't do this. Like, the hypocrisy is just too much for me.
there's enough credit. If you're wondering, could they really be that cynical and destructive? Unfortunately, they not only could be, but they are. And the effects, of course, are destructive, always and everywhere. Over the weekend in Compton, California, needless to say, a Democratic Party stronghold, it's not hard to imagine a future in which there are no more gas stations. Because in California, mobs apparently can just walk into a store, including a gas station, and just—
So apparently America's gas stations are crumbling and they're going to go to the ground because one store in Compton got raided by a bunch of fucking crazy kids one night at a gas station. Are you kidding me? This guy is kidding me, right? And what makes me so mad is he gets so mad about the fact that these kids are doing this, not fully real, like not even telling us the fact that these businesses that have this stuff, like if you're selling Budweiser and shit, then obviously you have insurance. Most companies, so like when you're younger and you become a professional, like I did, professional thief of stores and stuff, you end up finding out that a lot of businesses have insurance that covers theft. So whether or not you steal from that place, their insurance is going to cover whatever is stolen from them. Just saying. So we sit here and we say like, oh, this business got taken over by a bunch of kids. And like Tucker is saying, like all groceries or gas stations are going to go to shit now in America because of this one scenario, not admitting the fact that this company, this gas station most likely has insurance that covers theft. So whatever financial burden is going to be upon them, their insurance is going to cover this. That's what really pisses me off when they are doing, like, when they talk bad about riots, like when Black Lives Matter went and like stole stuff from like a Target or something. Target has insurance for this. Like, they're literally going to be covered for everything that has been stolen. Target's going to be fine. Those employees are still going to get their paychecks every week while the shit gets fixed. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me how they think like, because one little riot is going to just cause the downfall of America. It's crazy.
Smash the windows and take what they want. We know that because it happened on Sunday in—
He took condoms.
Now, this town was not starving. No, they didn't steal food. They stole beer, condoms, and cigarettes.
Oh well. Oh well. Try to see what kind of food gas station place this is. Almost looks like an AM PM.
Oh, it looks third world, you hear people say. But that's not accurate. Very few third world countries would put up with that for a minute. El Salvador is far safer than Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, criminals control the stores and the streets.
I give you a secular amen for that, Rick. That's a good one.
Aren't enough police to respond. And of course, they know that perfectly well. And that's why the people who looted that store then did burnouts in the street while the store was being looted. Watch this.
I love how he makes this one scenario look like California's going to shit too. Like, oh my God, it's so bad. People were doing donuts in the parking lot of whatever this place is in Compton. Do you know how many street races California has every weekend for probably the last 23 years? Ever since Fast and the Furious came out, every person in California who owns a fast car literally races every weekend out in the boonies, out in the city, finding just a little quarter-mile spot for them to race, and then they do burnouts. Like, this is a normal thing that happens every weekend. I mean, LA has been cracking down on street races for years and years and years and years and years. I mean, I've even been busted in like these street racing things. I had to sit in the parking lot of a Walmart in this huge circle of people in a parking lot of Walmart because all of our cars were there. Everybody's cars, racing cars were there, and the cops were going to go and bust it. They knew what was going to happen, so they all put us all in a big circle, got everybody's names, insurance, blah, 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 and then send us on our way. That was it. Like, they've been doing this. Like, I hate that Tucker Carlson is like, look at what they're doing in Compton after they raided the place. They did donuts in the parking lot. This is just the worst thing ever. Like, this is California culture right here. I'm sorry, but this is California culture. Everybody that's like, every male that's between the ages of 16 and 21 thinks that they are in Fast and the Furious movie. I'm sorry. That's just how California is. You live off the highway here in Texas. They have street races every night. It's just a culture. That's what we do. That's what people do. They like racing cars. I mean, people were out racing cars since I've seen car races since I was a child. I mean, we used to have the Los Angeles racing thing, LACR, before they broke it all down and turning it into a mining facility. We used to have LACR. When I was a little kid, my mom used to have a 12-second Mustang. Like, she would go and take it out to those things. It was a quarter mile and people would race it every day when I was a child. Then when Fast and the Furious came out, it just turned into street racing. Quarter mile turned into, from one street light to the other street light instead of having to go to a racing track. So that's all it is. It's just a culture. It's not like it's something that's bad that's happening to America. Yeah, the rice burners. Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. It's just a culture. Oh, yeah, exactly. When it rains, we all go mudding. Exactly. That's exactly. It's just the culture. It's what we do. Yeah. It's so funny how he makes it seem like it's just the worst of the worst. It's a nice little Mustang convertible,
That's a
though.
public street. That's
Yep.
not a parking lot in a rural area.
Yep.
That's Los Angeles.
Yep.
You can't live in a country like that. No normal person
Are you kidding me? I live just fine in a country like that. That shit's happening for 23 years and I've lived fine. I've been a part of that stuff and it's fine. Are you kidding me?
can live in a chaotic, dangerous country like that. And so the normal, productive people will leave. They absolutely.
You hear that? That's what pissed me off when I watched this last night. Like, all this stuff that's happening, whatever, the street races and all of that's going on. He's saying that the productive people will leave. You mean the white rich people? That's what you're saying. You're just calling them productive. That's so racist to me. How fucking dare him even say that? He said the productive people will leave. How you cannot just transform that into a racist, like how you cannot think that that's not racist is absolutely insane to me. How fucking dare him? So you're telling me that these kids who have rice burners aren't productive because do you know how much money it costs to take care of these cars and to turn them into that from a regular stock car into something that they're doing right there? Because it's money and you need a job, which means that you need to be productive to be able to afford a car to do that kind of stuff. So racist, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. He prefers a gated community. The way he talks, I know, it's insane.
He will leave.
He is,
and not just Los Angeles, not just Chicago, all over the country in the cities controlled by the Democratic Party. In New York, a man with 11
cities that are controlled by the Democratic Party, that's where the people that are productive are going to leave, just so you know, because we're unproductive.
Arrest just bludgeoned a female police officer with a bottle in the middle of the day. You're seeing the attack on your screen right now. And the sad news is A lot of these attacks, and you see them online if you pay attention, are racial. And that's the last thing.
How was that racial? That was a black dude who hit a black female cop over the head. That wasn't racial. That was all cops are bad. That's against that was a police thing. That was somebody who didn't like police. I didn't see a race in that at all because he hit a black woman in the head and he was a black man. So sorry, but your point just got proven wrong, Mr. Carlson.
You definitely don't want people hurting each other because they're of different races, not in a country like this. Not in any country, but especially not here. This is not what we were promised, and yet it's what we're getting. As if to underscore that point, the rioting this weekend...
This is not what we were promised. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. White person, but your ancestors over the last, 150 years have broken numerous promises to people of color. So you expect them to just sit back and take it up the ass like they have been for the last 150 years? Nah. See, because me as a white woman, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna light this fucking joint, and I'm gonna make me some popcorn, and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna root and cheerlead all these motherfuckers on while I sit here and watch you complain because you deserve it. I'm sorry. These white people drive me fucking crazy, especially the conservatives, how they're just, oh, woe is me, boo-hoo. These people are so angry.
In Chicago began in a place called Millennium Park. If that sounds familiar and you're not from the city, that's because Millennium Park, Grant Park is part of it, is the same place where Barack Obama gave his famous 2008 victory speech in which he promised a better future. Listen.
It's been a long time coming, but tonight, because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
Change has come to America. Barack Obama was more prophetic than we knew. That was just 15 years ago. But today we're seeing the change that Barack Obama brought to America. This is what it looks like. Subscribe to the Fox News.
This is what it looks like. That's what it looks like, the change that Obama brought to America. As if it's Obama's fault that this is how it's happening, and not, over the course history of over the, last 150 years that has brought America to the way that it is now, because Obama wasn't even anything different anyway. Just because of his skin color doesn't mean he wasn't a politician. I mean, just in a millennial's lifetime, as long as we've been paying attention, it's not just been Obama's fault that has ruined us. I mean, Bill Clinton ruined us economically. George Bush put us into practically a forever war for no fucking reason. Obama is the one that created the drone war. So that means that no man actually has to go and hurt himself and put himself in the line of fire when it comes to killing other people in other countries. Trump just, is just fucking Trump. And then now Biden is just another, appendage of Obama. So I'm sorry, but because Obama made the change statement at that one park in Chicago is what's ruining America. Like the way that he manipulates it to make it seem like it's just one problems is the reason why. Like, it just drives me fucking nuts. Like yeah. Clown Obama. Exactly. California is about to become the fourth largest economy in the world. So I wonder how Tucker Carlson's going to spin that. So yeah, Obama was bought off by oligarchs, so it's all good. Exactly. Like Tucker makes it seem like, oh, Obama promised us this big change, and now this is the kind of change that we get. Obama was never any different than the rest of those politicians. I'm sorry, but when Obama said that I'm going to pull all the troops out of Afghanistan if you guys elect me, and then 2 months later after he gets elected and starts running for office, he adds 60,000 more troops to Afghanistan. So he fucking lied. Day one, he fucking lied. So he wasn't any part of any change or anything. He was still keeping the status quo from the get-go, just like the rest of them. But, Tucker wants to sit there and make everybody, the Democratic Party, look like the evil guys. Like yesterday I was saying that black and white, Dems say that Republicans are evil and Republicans say Dems are evil, but it's actually this huge swath in between of everything. So yeah, a uniparty of ruining. It's funny that Tucker's solutions is one right-wing uniparty will solve this. Tucker is already a right-wing uniparty. So goddamn true. So true. Oh my gosh. It's insane. Absolutely insane to me. Let's see what else. I have that Lula da Silva talking about ending the dollar. I did watch that. I don't know why I've been keeping that. What else do I got? So we did the CEO, we did the 16th birthday party, we did Kennedy, we just watched Tucker, we watched pieces of the China being a police in New York City. I guess that's all I've got for today. Damn, Jimmy. I'm gonna delete all that because you're a G. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. I finished all of my stuff today. I'm so proud. And it's like right on time. I was so afraid. Every day I'm like, I've got to make. Oh, am I fuzzy again? Come on. You got this, camera. You've got this, camera. Yeah, Lula's been like off the hook lately. I'm loving the shit out of it. Look at what's going on with me. What is going on? Come on. Catch me. There you go. No. Okay, there we go. Yay. I don't know why. I think that's an automatic thing on this camera. I'm not sure. Warren has the same problem too. So yeah, Lula's been off the hook lately. I've been like loving what's going on with all those BRICS people, even like people in South Africa, like countries in South, or not, because South Africa is a country itself. There's African countries, leaders of African countries that are going around saying the same thing too. Like they're backing up Putin and talking about like why Bush isn't arrested and shit. Like people are starting to stand up for themselves, stand up for them. And I'm really, really enjoying it. It really proves to that point of like, I always thought like if you were just, pushed into a corner for a really long time and it got to a point where you just, continuously every day, all day long, you would just sit there and you'd get tired of it and you'd be like, I'm fucking done, like you just burst yourself out of that corner. Like, I can't fucking handle this anymore. I'm losing my shit. I've just been pounded down every day for like the last year or something. And I'm just done. And it feels like after 150 years, this is what the people that are like these other countries are finally doing. Like they're finally just like busting out of that corner saying, I'm fucking done. I'm over it. I can't handle this anymore. And I'm really, really, really enjoying that. Like really enjoying that. So it's good to see. I didn't want to sit here and consider myself as a human being anything special. Like when I was younger, I'm like, I'm born on this earth because there's something big that's going to happen and I'm supposed to be here to witness it and be a part of it and stuff. And I didn't want to be like that once I grew up. I'm like, I'm just another human. Nothing big is going to happen. But man, it really feels like maybe something big could happen. Not just because I always thought maybe the country could have a big change. Now I'm seeing it's worldwide that something could actually change maybe in our lifetime. And I'm really enjoying watching it and sitting back and watching it. So it's fun. Autofocus is a blessing and a curse. I know. I didn't even realize my camera had autofocus until like the last couple of weeks when it's been doing that. It's been so weird. And I don't know where it comes from or why it just starts. It just starts out of nowhere. Like I'll just do a wrong turn and all of a sudden, bam, I'm fuzzy again. So yeah, it's audio and video, man. It's just the devil. We got to like invent something that works. All right, y'all. I am done for the day and I'm excited because I want to go play some video games with my friends. If they're willing to play with me today. I'll probably just be playing with myself again. By myself again. With myself? I don't know. Anyway. All right. So I'm going to get out of here. I will be back tomorrow. Yona got a hold of me this morning. I guess he's been really, really busy and he's been wanting to join me on Wednesdays. So he just got a hold of me this morning. I was trying to find news articles, so I haven't gone back to him. So Yona, if you are in the audience section, if you want to join me at some point, please. Actually, tomorrow is 420. So I believe, what time did Shane say he wanted to do? So tomorrow we're going to do the 420 live stream. He wants to do at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Let me pull up. Thanks, you guys. Anthony, good to see you. Best good wishes to you and your loved ones. Thanks, Critical Thinking. And thank you, Rick. You guys are so sweet. Aw, I love you all. So okay, really quick. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, so tomorrow, 420 live stream. It will be at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're just gonna be hanging out, talking about maybe the war on drugs, everything that pertains to marijuana and 420 and all of that fun stuff. So it's just gonna be a little panel hangout. I know it's only a picture of me and Joe on there. As of right now, I'm still updating the graphics. I need to get that done today because the show is tomorrow and I don't want to miss on the promotion of that. So tomorrow, I will be back tomorrow at my regular time. I will do my regular show tomorrow, but then later on tomorrow night, we're going to get together and do a 420 live stream hangout, which is going to be a lot of fun. Brandy, if you want to join us too, let me know. I can add you onto the list as well. Just as right now, I believe it's just me and Joe, possibly Shane. I believe Jerry is might be joining us as well. He does not smoke or partake in any of it, but he is okay with legalizing it. And I think that would be really cool to bring on that kind of perspective of somebody who doesn't do it, but still wants it all to be legalized. So I really, really, really hope that he gets to come. And if you guys all want to join in on that tomorrow, please let me know. We can bring you on. I can give you the StreamYard link and you can come on. You don't have to show your face if you just want to show your voice. Okay, you can join. Yay! Okay, so cool. We got Brandy in it as well. So I will see. Oh, you are. Oh, good. Okay. I just got the thumbs up from you yesterday, so I wasn't sure if you were wanting to join as well. So Warren's going to be on with us as well. I'm really excited. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot of really good conversation and discussion, right along with having the fun with it. You know, maybe some topic points, coming up with some questions today for all of it. So I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to all join me and join us together as like this cool little crew that we're like making. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. All right, before I start going off crazy, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a good time. And Warren, I hope we get to hang out today and play some video games. I love you. Okay, I love you guys. All right, bye.